Boogie2488, you are being confronted tonight. I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
If this is true, and you lied about cancer, this is the biggest scandal on the internet.
So this has been one of the craziest weeks on the internet that I can remember in recent memory. Infamous YouTuber Boogie2988 has, in the span of 1 week, been exposed not once, but twice. First by Coffeezilla for participating in a pump and dump crypto scheme where he got paid $10,000 to promote a blatant crypto scam coin to his audience, and then just a few days later by infamous streamer Destiny, who confronted Boogie on the LOLcow podcast with Keemstar for, now get this, allegedly faking his cancer diagnosis. Like, what the fuck is going on? All I know is this: if there's two people that you don't want looking into you for doing some shady stuff, it's Coffeezilla and Destiny. If you are messing around doing some sus stuff out there on the internet, then these two dudes will find out. And with the way that things are going right now, it really does seem like things are finally all over for Boogie2988. So for some quick background information, Boogie is an old school YouTuber. The guy has been on the platform for a very long time now, garnering a pretty substantial audience back in the day, until he had, well, a pretty massive fall from grace. The guy basically losing like all of his money in crypto and becoming a certified LOLcow online, as well as suffering from a variety of pretty serious health conditions. The lore of Boogie's downfall on YouTube is a pretty long story filled with all sorts of lies, manipulation, and several scams, as well as a healthy cycle of self-destruction. Earlier this year, there was a really solid documentary released around Boogie. I highly recommend checking that out if that's something that you're interested in. I will link it in the description down below. So basically, long story short, this guy's career has completely spiraled out of control over the last few years, having multiple major scandals, and he has found himself in some severe financial trouble, along with having a variety of health conditions and problems. 2 years ago, Boogie announced that he had been diagnosed with a very rare form of blood cancer called polycythemia vera. I believe that's what it's called. A blood cancer that causes your bone marrow to make too many red blood cells, which over time can cause either blood clots or a stroke that will eventually kill you. Instantly after Boogie tweeted this, people on the internet were extremely skeptical because this guy has a very substantial track record for lying about anything and everything that you can think of, and his unwillingness to post any sort of proof of said diagnostics did not really help his case at all. Of course, he technically doesn't have to post proof. He doesn't owe anyone these medical records. It is his private information, but when you have a track record of lying publicly about Boogie does, of course, people are naturally going to be skeptical of you, and when you start asking for money to pay for your medical bills on GoFundMe and things like this, people are going to want to see some proof of your said diagnosis, especially when it's something like cancer. We fast forward 2 years later to July of this year, when Boogie announced to his audience, literally just a few weeks ago from the time of recording, that he would be promoting a crypto coin. The irony of this being that Boogie lost most of his money in crypto investments. Boogie releasing a promotional video where he plays kind of an ironic Andrew Tate character, telling his audience if they want to be broke like him, then they should invest in this coin.
I'm here to tell you the truth and the hacks to help you break free from the matrix so you can be a brokey like me. True happiness comes from a goldfish, from the same woman a couple of nights a month, and the occasional meme coin. Fatty for life.
To basically no one's surprise, this coin turned out to be a classic pump and dump scam. Those people in his audience who did invest in the coin getting completely shafted. Why people still invest in these meme crypto coins after the untold number of pump and dump scandals and schemes promoted by influencer over the last few years, I will never know. I will never understand it. Guys, Stop investing in crypto. Enter into our story, everyone's favorite scam exposer, Coffeezilla. Coffee posting a video earlier this week in which he confronts Boogie on a call about participating in said scam. In the call, Boogie puts up a variety of defenses saying that he didn't know it was a scam, him saying that he told his audience explicitly not to invest in the coin, and if they did, they would be broke like him. Boogie saying that he only took the money to promote the coin, $5K up front and then $5K on the back end, because he needed it to pay for his medical bills, specifically his cancer treatment. Coffee repeatedly holding his feet to the fire, saying that none of this matters. He knew it was a scam, but he still took this money to promote the coin at the expense of his audience. It really doesn't matter if he told his audience to invest in the coin in a joking manner, saying that they will go broke as a joke. The fact is that they did invest in it, and he did promote it, and they got fucked.
He said, don't buy this coin, you'll go broke. If you want to be broke like me, buy this coin.
There's literally no way you believe you're going to get paid $10,000 for something, and those people aren't expecting a greater return on their investment. This is how meme coins work.
Now, it seems like this is where our story would come to an end. Boogie once again being caught in another lie, another scam, and taking another major blow to his reputation. But you see, then this happened.
Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight. I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie.
After reacting to Coffeezilla's video over Boogie, controversial political live streamer Destiny started doing some digging into Boogie's announcement 2 years prior that he was diagnosed with cancer. Destiny coming to the conclusion that Boogie was once again lying. Destiny believing that Boogie did not have polycythemia vera, the rare form of blood cancer, but polycythemia, which is a much more common condition, and more importantly, is not cancer. On late July 10th, 2024, Destiny would join the LolCow podcast hosted by Keemstar, which Boogie is a part of, saying he was going to expose him for allegedly lying about having said cancer.
So I think that Boogie was told that he has polycythemia, which means he has an elevation of his red blood cells. Now, there is a cancer known as polycythemia vera, which is caused by a mutation in some part of your body that causes an elevation of 3 different levels of things that you'll find. One of those is the red blood cell count. However, when Boogie was talking about the polycythemia, he mentioned a couple things that I thought were interesting. The first was that taking an exogenous hormone, TRT, testosterone, that caused a increase in him developing this condition. So taking testosterone will not cause you to develop a cancer. That doesn't, not for this particular cancer, it won't. It will cause you to develop secondary polycythemia. The second thing that he mentioned was that his doctor ordered a sleep study. That's because one of the things that can cause your body to produce more red blood cells is if you have hypoxemia, which is a lower count of, or a low amount of oxygen in your blood for an extended period of time. And the reason why he ordered that sleep study is probably because Boogie either has pulmonary obstructive something, or he has, as he mentioned, sleep apnea. And sleep apnea, which is a decrease in oxygen overnight, can lead to a decrease in oxygen in your blood, which can lead to an increase in the production of red blood cells. All of the things that Boogie described, both the things that cause this and the treatments for it, are consistent with secondary polycythemia. None of these are consistent with cancer, and the fact that he's saying that they've now ordered a biopsy 2 years after. 2 years after. Let me just finish real quick. Let me just finish real quick. Said that you had a cancer diagnosis, but now you've just said now they're doing a biopsy to check for cancer.
Confirmation.
Is this House MD? Are we treating a blood cancer without actually confirming it yet? For 2 years you've been having a cancer treatment without confirming there's actually cancer there?
Now here's the thing that I don't understand. Boogie could have easily proved Destiny wrong right here in this moment, live on this podcast, if he really did have cancer. It would literally be so easy for him to post some proof of said diagnosis. It would take like no time at all if he had this documentation. He could literally white out all sensitive information on the diagnosis form except for the diagnosis itself, and that would be it. Case closed, job done, everyone would be proved wrong, and Boogie would vindicate himself. Destiny being absolutely so confident that Boogie was lying about this, he offered him $10,000 to prove him wrong by showing this information, to which Boogie replied with this.
He confronted on one of the biggest lies on internet history.
I can't think of it.
And you won't prove it?
No.
You won't
No,
prove it?
I'd rather you go ahead and print it.
If
Print it.
this is true,
Go ahead,
if
print
this
it.
is true and you lied
Go
about
ahead, print
cancer,
it.
this is the biggest scandal on the internet.
It's not
Hey, you need
10,000.
money.
You're not
You
seeing my medical records for 20, not for 50. You're not seeing my medical records.
$5 grand.
Yikes, dude. That's not a good look, my brother. Again, at this point, this is just Destiny's opinion. We have no real way of knowing if Boogie did actually lie about having cancer, but I have to say that his response, really his lack of a response, was pretty damning if you ask me. Boogie still refusing to post any kind of proof that he has this cancer, especially when you consider the fact that this dude, Boogie, has had multiple GoFundMes raising money to treat his medical conditions and his medical bills, the primary medical condition being his supposed cancer. Again, not a good look, my brother. Scamming your audience with a pump and dump crypto scheme and now allegedly scamming your audience with an alleged fake cancer diagnosis, that's some real scumbag shit if true. Both of my parents are cancer survivors, so like this topic really hits close to home for me. In my opinion, anyone who would fake having cancer is like a real scumbag, a real piece of work, and the fact that Boogie still refuses to post any proof that he actually has cancer is pretty telling to me. Things would only continue to spiral after Destiny left the podcast, Keemstar and the other members of the podcast continually pushing Boogie on Destiny's claims, Boogie apparently stating that he is now going to delete his Twitter and completely remove himself from the internet, which, yeah, I highly doubt that he's actually going to go through with. Again, this guy could so easily prove everyone wrong if he really does have cancer. It would be so easy for him to do so, yet he refuses to do it for, well, reasons, I guess. So, in recap, in the span of 1 week, this guy gets exposed by Coffeezilla for participating in a crypto pump and dump scheme, and then just a few days later gets put on blast by Destiny, who puts forward a pretty convincing argument that this dude has been allegedly lying about having cancer for the last 2 years, and at the time of recording, Boogie has put forth no response whatsoever, no proof that he actually has cancer, and it doesn't seem like he's going to. I think then it's pretty safe to say, unless this guy posts any kind of proof whatsoever about his cancer diagnosis, that it is truly all well over for Boogie2988. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this absolutely insanity. Again, this is one of the craziest weeks on the internet I have seen in a long, long time. Like, what the fuck is going on? If you did enjoy this video and you want to check out more of my content, then please check out one of the videos on screen now. As always, guys, thank you so much for continuing to support me. I hope to see you in the next one. Drink your water, hug your mother. Until next time, peace of Adu.